Good morning, children. Today, our topic is sources of water. Water is important for all our lives. We cannot live without water. Plants, animals, and birds also need water to live. We need water for our daily use like drinking, cooking, washing, cleaning, and bathing. Water is also used to produce electricity. The farmers also need water to plow the fields. We get water from the rain. This rainwater fills the lakes and rivers. We get the drinking water from the streams, lakes, ponds, or under the ground through the wells and tube wells. This water is stored in tanks and reservoirs. As in some cities, we get the water supply from the lakes. Water stored in the reservoir is carried to different places through water pipes and it finally reaches our home and comes out of the water taps. Moving on to the next topic, water purification. The water stored in the reservoirs and tanks is filtered and disinfected to make it germ-free and pure before it reaches our home. Some of the methods in which water can be purified at home are boiling, filtration, and decantation. First method, boiling. In this method of water purification, it kills most of the germs causing organisms. You should boil the water for 1 full minute and then let it cool before drinking it. Filtration method. At home, water can also be filtered through a clean cloth or by using water filters such as reverse osmosis or sand filters that removes bacteria and large particles. Decantation. This is a process by which water is separated from the impurities such as mud or soil. In this method, water is poured carefully from one container to another, leaving behind a sediment which settles at the bottom of the first container. Following this, we have the commercial methods of purifying water in which water for a large scale use is usually purified commercially through water purification plants. The water in these plants is treated using substances such as chlorine, ozone or ultraviolet rays and then taken through several processes such as distillation, reverse osmosis or desalination to make it safe for use. Let us move on to your last topic, buoyancy of objects. Let us perform a simple experiment. So take a beaker of water and push a cork taken in a trough of water. What do you observe? The cork rises up and comes to the surface as soon as we release it. Now, to keep the cork beneath the surface of water, we need to exert downward force. It means the cork is experiencing an upward force. The upward force is a force exerted by the water, and this downward force which we exert counters the upward force. This shows that when a body is partly or wholly immersed in a fluid, the fluid exerts an upward force on the body. The upward force experienced by a body partially or wholly immersed in a fluid is called buoyant force. Thank you. Jai Gurudev.